Greetings once again, my fellow Star Trek fans. I'd like to welcome you to another video. This video is going to be, well, like most of my recent videos, I like to put up in 4K. And I want to start doing some of my older stuff. I've been getting a lot of people asking me about the battery compartments and how to change the batteries on the Playmates Enterprise B. So I think what I'm going to do now is we're going to revisit that model kit and I'm going to put it up in high definition. And what I'm actually going to do is I'll put up the instruction sheet as well as demonstrate how to put the batteries in, and plus I'll be able to show you guys the Playmates USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B like she was meant to be seen. So let's go over to the desk and I'll show her to you. Okay. Here is the Playmates. This is Star Trek Generations. Let me put the light off to get the glare out. So, this is Star Trek Generations, Starship Enterprise NCC-1701-B. The Excelsior class vessel was seen in the movie Star Trek Generations. This is by Playmates. And this particular one is Collector's Edition 002496. You can see a picture of the ship. On top, the exclusive mini Star Trek Generations poster included. At the corner, you can see the working sounds and lights from the movie Star Trek Generations. It's the never-before-seen USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B, commanded by Captain Harriman, not included. This one does 4 Star Trek Generations sounds: a Nexus ribbon, a phaser, a warning signal, and a tractor beam, 2 light-up engine exhausts, a navigational deflector, Star Trek Generations Deluxe movie stand, and the bonus technical blueprints inside. This is going to come up really nice in high definition. When we look at the ends of the box, it basically shows you the same information that was on the front. The Excelsior class vessel with the working lights and sounds, and this is stock number 6172. And let's see, the same thing on the other end of the box. So taking a look at the side, you can see it's got another picture of the model, and it basically says the same thing that it did on the cover. And looking at the other side, I think it's the same exact thing. Yeah. So where it gets a little bit different is now we look at the back of the box. And you can see the way she's going to look on her stand. We got that classic Playmates Delta insignia, gold base with the silver support rod. It shows you some of the things that she does when she lights up: the deflector dish, the impulse engines. You see where the buttons are. And this is, incidentally, this is 1994 release. It shows you some of the other things that they have. And I have shown you the blow-apart Enterprise D. I've shown you the Bird of Prey. And I've shown you the Disruptor. And again, I'm going to go through my collection. I want to refilm everything and put it up in 4K. It's got some information. The Starfleet Command, condition red, report, access granted. First report filed on the breathtaking technology and design of the USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B, the third Starfleet vessel to boldly display the name Enterprise, is a stunning achievement of space engineering. Authorized by Starfleet Command's Advanced Starship Design Bureau, ASDB, and constructed in 2295. The Enterprise D measures a remarkable 467 meters long. The space frame employs the pattern used for the U.S. Excelsior. The vessel, nicknamed the Great Experiment after the controversial Trans-Warp project, proved unsuccessful. The USS Enterprise B, however, utilizes the standard warp drive and under the command of Captain Harriman was launched to explore and chart the star systems in the Gorami sector and regions beyond. While on its maiden voyage, however, the ship encountered its first service test. A distress call from an alien vessel required the immediate attention of Captain Harriman and Captain James Kirk, who joined the crew for its inaugural launch. Two particularly curious aliens from the El Orin race, known as Guinan and Dr. Soren, escaped their vessel along with others just moments before it exploded. The strange space anomaly seems to have been responsible for the alien ship's damage. The last transmission from the USS Enterprise-B was that it too is being pulled towards the space phenomenon. End report. For further information available pending resolve of current mission. Starfleet out. So that's a look at the back of the box. And I had put a little bit of tape. I don't think I'm going to have to cut it. Let me see if I can just kind of peel it off. Yeah, that came off pretty simply. There we go. So I'm going to take the contents out because I think, yeah, it's just the ship. The inside, the cardboard frame had gotten damaged, and that's no longer part. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to wrap it in some kind of plastic, just so it doesn't bounce around so much. All right, so let's get everything out of the box. Is that everything? That's everything. So we're going to set her up. Let's put this as a backdrop. Hopefully nothing falls. All right, that looks pretty good. Here's the stand. That pretty cool Delta insignia from Starfleet Command. And when you put it together, you'll notice that there is a bottom that's going to come, that's already mounted onto the stand. And this is what the ship will clip onto. In order to put this into the base, what you do is you just kind of slide it forward, and you can hear it click into place. And when you want to take it off, you just push that piece down that came up. So that's really easy to do. Taking a look at the ship itself, you can see the nacelle pylons. They're put onto this section right over here, and this is actually going to go into the secondary hull. Now, I had already put the decals on when I had gotten it a long time ago. Let me show you the ship herself. Again, we put the decals on. This is the Enterprise NCC-1701-B. And the battery compartment is right over here. And what it's going to do, it's a little bit tricky. You know what, I think before we do that, I'll show you the instructions first, and then we'll put the ship together. So let's put this over here, and I'm going to show you all the stuff that comes with the ship. So I was telling you, the bottom of the stand has the piece that's going to click into place, and incidentally that's ultimately going to cover the battery compartment. But they also have this one. Now if you got this used off eBay and it doesn't have the stand, it would have this on it. And I'll show you how we take this off and change the batteries in a moment. So let's put that aside, and we're going to go through all the little goodies that were included. So the first thing I want to show you is the little blueprints. I love these kind of things. I wish Diamond Select would have done this. So we have the Starfleet, if it wants to stay. Let me see if I put the light on for you guys. There we go. So we have Star Trek Generations, Starfleet, Enterprise, NCC-1701-B. We have the primary hull, the engineering hull, and the extended range warp nacelles. The USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B is an Excelsior-class ship. USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B employs all the successful elements of the original Excelsior experiment, categorized as an explorer. The USS Enterprise 1701-B launched from Earth's space dock and will be used extensively for exploration. The USS Enterprise NCC-1701-B has successfully undergone repairs and modifications after its maiden voyage incident with the Nexus ribbon. And you know, she occurred damage on the side of the deflector dish. You can see the Bussard collectors, where the impulse engines are, the main bridge, In the back, the main shuttle bay, and the ship came into physical contact with the Nexus ribbon at this point, and it was near the deflector dish. Admiral James T. Kirk was the only person to be reported missing after contact with the Nexus ribbon. And that takes us into Star Trek Generations. You can see all the copyright information, and this is Playmates 1994, Paramount Pictures. So I love it when they would do things like that with the blue ribbon, the technology. Okay, so that's the first thing. Next, I want to show you the poster. And it comes with the Generations poster. And again, they say poster. It's probably, yeah, it's nowhere near the size of the box, but it's still pretty cool. You can see Captain Picard and Captain Kirk, where they actually meet. This is kind of like the passing of the torches for the next generation to take over the films. You can see the Nexus tier. So let's put that over there. Let's see, next up, we got the decal sheet. And again, I had put most of them on, and there's a couple, there's just that left. Let's see, I don't know why I didn't put that on. But anyway, this is the decal sheet, or the sticker sheet. And we have more of the stickers. And again, I have this one that I neglected to put on. I think that's gonna, nope, I've got that one on. No, I'm not sure where that one's gonna go, but this is the second sticker sheet. So this comes with 2 sticker sheets. Lastly, we have the main reason why I did this video. We're gonna go over the instructions, and I'm gonna put them up in 4K. Because I've gotten a lot of requests by people, and I've actually sent them the instruction sheet, and I figure it'd be better to do it in 4K and show you guys now. So the way the diagram is, this section slides on and off, forward and back, and that's exactly how we're going to put the piece for the stand on. But once this is off, you can see the battery compartment itself, it doesn't slip out forward, it goes to the side. So that's what a lot of people might be getting confused by, because it goes to the side and then you put in the batteries. So to replace the batteries, slide open the battery compartment cover located on top of the battle section directly behind the saucer. See diagram E. Remove the worn out batteries, replace with 3 new AA alkaline batteries as shown. Slide the cover back into place. And to attach the labels, place label 1 through 23 as shown in the diagram. So it's going to show the diagram for putting on the stickers. And again, you can see how we're going to put this on the piece, and I'll show you how to do that. Then I'll show you how we're going to put it on the stand. So to attach the warp engine nacelles, snap the warp engine nacelle assembly onto the battle section. See diagram A. The short ends of the nacelles should be pointing towards the saucer module. Activate the movie lights and sound. Press the corresponding effects activation button shown in diagram B. To light up the engine exhaust and navigational deflector to activate the respective movie sound, Nexus, ribbon, phaser, sensor alert, and tractor beam. Attach the Enterprise to its base. Slide the display stand arm into the display stand base shown in diagram C. Remove the bottom cover underneath the battle section, see diagram D, and slip the Enterprise B onto the display stand arm as indicated. Again, 1994 Playmates. So what I want to show you guys, let's see if this will stay over here. All right, first thing we're going to do is we're going to take the nacelles and we're going to put it onto the ship. You can clearly see where they're going to go. So we're going to click them into place just like that. And you can hear a little click. Let's see, I think this is Yeah, I can't widen the screenshot anymore, so I want to get her all into the shot. So now, let's say you bought this off eBay and you had gotten this. So let me put this back on. Because chances are, if you got it off eBay and you don't have a box, this is probably how you got it. There. Because the sides have to go down, but this part has to go up over a section. Okay, so let's say you got this off eBay. You're all excited. You press the buttons and nothing's working. And you don't have the box or you don't have the instructions. So naturally you're going to do a search on YouTube to see if there's anyone, that's where I come into the picture, that's going to show you how it works. So what you would do is, you can see these little arrows. So the first thing is we're going to push. I don't want to drop the ship. We're going to push the ship, the plate, and it's going to pop out. But then you see the inside. So now you're thinking, oh man, now what do you do, right? So I don't see any screws. You don't want to take apart any of the screws. What you're actually going to do is, I know what you guys are thinking. When they say the instructions to put the batteries in, you're thinking, well, this comes off. And this must be where the batteries are going to go. But this section is only for the part that doesn't have the base and the base itself. That's what's going to go and hold it in position. So when you're going to be looking at the actual battery compartment itself, you're going to flip the ship over like this, and right behind the impulse crystals and the impulse engines, you're going to look down on this flat section. So you're going to be pushing from port to starboard, and all you got to do is just use your finger and slide it. You don't have to use a screwdriver. There are no screws at all. And what I want to do is, let me see, we've got to get the AA batteries. I hope I have enough. We're going to go in this way. The next one is going to be having a little positive nub facing aft. And lastly, let me see, again, we'll just do it this way. All right, we're going to put it in like that, just like that. So now we're going to take the panel and we're going to slide it back into place. And it clicks back into place. That way there, it's all set. So now we're going to take the stand, if yours has a stand, and we're going to put it in just like we did for the first section. Just like that. And now she's ready to display. So now when we go and we actually push the buttons, nothing happens. All right. So let's push the next one up. See, I'm having a difficulty with these sides of the ship. The buttons aren't working. All right, there we go. It's probably because this model is old. I mean, this is from 1994, and I did have it out of the box for a long time when I had the room for it. So that's basically how to put the batteries in. And what lights up, the biggest thing we see is the back of the impulse engines, but also the deflector dish. So let me show you guys. And that's basically, oh, sorry about that. That's basically the Playmates Enterprise B from Star Trek Generations. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take you off the tripod. If I can find the buttons. See, it looks like the nacelles are lighting up. They're not. So let's turn her around and I'll show you guys the same thing from the back. All right, let me put the lights back on so you can see her better. All right. And see, this is, I'm not going to go out and say it's exact because I don't know for sure, but this is very similar to the AMT model kit in size. Let's take her around and show you guys the deflector dish. And that, my friends, is the Playmates Enterprise B, the NCC-1701, as seen in Star Trek Generations. Of course, we see her briefly. When she does encounter the Nexus, you can see right over here is where the damage hits, and the Nexus ends up taking Captain Kirk, because he's down there and he's repairing something right near the deflector dish. And after it happens, that's when Mr. Chekhov runs down with Mr. Scott, and they know something's wrong, where they tell, they say that everyone needs to get down there, and that's when Mr. Chekhov goes, "My God, was anyone in this room?" And Mr. Scott goes, "Aye." And that's how we remember the loss of Captain Kirk. Captain Kirk does appear in the Nexus ribbon, and he actually ends up meeting Captain Picard. And you know, for the same reason I really don't care so much for the Search for Spock on how they destroyed the Enterprise, the NCC-1701 refit, well, Star Trek Generations kind of does the same thing, only it's with the death of Captain Kirk that I did not really care for. That's tough to watch, as well as the destruction of the Enterprise D, the NCC-1701-B. She ends up getting saved, though, and we see that in Season 3 of Picard, but that's a whole different video, my friends. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the demonstration, and I hope you found it useful where you can actually take the battery cover off and you can replace the batteries. So if you got this from eBay and there's no box and no instructions, I hope this video was helpful. Plus, I wanted to put it back up again in 4K. I'm going to be doing all my Playmates stuff. Well, I'll do it in high definition just so the video is better. So my friends, until my next video, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you soon.